After the successful launch of the Realme 1 in May this very year, Realme launched two phones. One of them was obviously the very successful Realme 2 with beefy specs and a promise to be the best budget phone probably in India this year. We have a 24-minute long review of it, so go ahead and check out that after we watch this review. But the other phone was the Realme 2. Now the Realme 2 was a slightly stripped down version of the Realme 1 when it came to specs, but it obviously looks slightly more modern because of the dual cameras at the back, the fingerprint scanner, and the modern notch in the front. Now, although people were disappointed for the Realme 2, Realme decided to launch another phone and I think make the Realme 2 obsolete, because here comes the Realme C1. This is a phone that has very similar specs to the Realme 2 but costs only 7,000 rupees. This is the Realme C1. It's essentially the Realme 2, obviously without a fingerprint scanner, 2 gigs of RAM, and a price tag that reminds us of the disruptive pricing that the Realme brand stands for. Hey, this is Sreehari from Mr. Phone, and this is the review of the all-new Realme C1. So without any further ado, let's get to it. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do that, and also hit the bell icon right next to it so that you get notified for all the cool tech videos that we put out. The Realme C1 is a super affordable phone, and I think I can safely say that this is one of the most beautiful looking phones this much money can buy. We have the black unit, which is a clean glossy back, matte finished plastic frame, and of course the display up front. It really doesn't look like a phone in this price bracket. The ergonomics on it are also quite nice. I like that even with the tall aspect ratio, it still feels sufficiently wide. The power button sits on the right side and the volume rocker sits on the left side of the phone. They also seem to be made out of plastic, however the quality does seem pretty good and the tactile clicks on it are a proof of that. There is a headphone jack at the bottom and a micro USB port along with a single speaker grill. Basically, when it comes to design, it feels much more premium than what the price tag suggests. I also like the fact that apart from the dual camera, the LED module and the Realme logo, the back is so damn clean that it just feels like a minimal yet classy design. Also, the camera sits flush with the back, plus the lining outside the camera that protects the camera module is slightly raised, which means that the camera lens is never going to be scratched when you keep it on a flat table. Now the headphone jack performance on this is pretty fine. The volume is light good. Again, nothing outstanding, but it is the standard stuff. The earpiece quality is also something that I have had no problems with. I had taken a lot of calls with this phone and I've never had any call drops, and I've never had issue hearing anyone from the other side. And from what I have been told, the other side of the phone also is able to hear everything that I am speaking through this phone. So the microphone also seems to be pretty fine on this. Now the bottom is a mono speaker, a single speaker, and it can be easily muffled obviously because it is only sitting on one side and is generally on that side of the phone that you're gonna hold this when you're in a landscape mode. But for all intents and purposes, this is again a very standard single speaker. Not that loud, not that tinny either. You could hear some detail from it, obviously not impressive. Again, as I said, for a lot of things on this phone, it's the standard stuff. Not in my wildest dreams could I have imagined that a display like this could come at even 10,000 or 12,000 rupees, let alone at this 7,000 rupees or 6,999 price. The display is a 720p plus display and there is a modern looking notch up top. Now, I am not a notch fan at all and I do question the existence of it very often, but at this price where even getting a smartphone is a big deal, you get an edge-to-edge display and that has to be exciting. The display quality itself is also good, and I was surprised to see that there isn't any color shift on this panel that generally you would see on a phone that has an LCD panel and costs under 10,000 rupees. Most displays that I've seen at this price generally have a color shift. Some of them are very ugly, some of them are not that ugly, but color shift is generally visible across displays. But I'm really glad to see that the Realme C1, even being one of the cheapest displays, doesn't have a color shift on its display. The side bezels and the bottom chin are also quite thin, and I do see a slight light blade at the bottom chin. Still, I had to look very closely to figure out there is one, but honestly I don't think that's a big deal. Even with the phones like POCO F1, Moto 1 Power, and the few premium phones like the LG G7 Plus ThinQ, there was light bleed. So, but still I don't think any of them, including the Realme C1, are bad enough to hinder the experience even remotely. The brightness levels on the C1 are also good compared to other competitors. It obviously is brighter and you'll be able to see almost everything under bright sunlight. Now, also talking completely just about the quality of that panel and the quality of the colors, since it's a 720p display, you will obviously be able to see some pixelation when you look very close to the display or come too close to the display. But I think the colors, the details, and obviously the quality of the panel, anything that you look at it when you see it on this phone, I think it just looks very good. And at this price, I never expected something. The one thing that I obviously expected is that this comes with a Widevine L3 certification. Obviously, the display isn't that good to play a lot of Full HD or 4K videos, but again, the certification on this is just Widevine L3. The Realme C1 comes with the same software you would find in any Realme phone, and I can assure you that the fact that you're paying less would not affect the amount of features that you get inside this phone. The apps are all laid out on the home screen. We get the single swipe down for universal search. There is a game space built in which makes it slightly better to play games, although this phone isn't meant to play big titles, which I'll come to in the performance section obviously. It comes with Android 8 Oreo with Color OS on top. This actually does support Project Treble, but again, like other Realme phones that we recently reviewed, it does not support seamless updates, which means the partition of the storage has not been done, so you cannot get seamless updates of the new versions of software on this, but it does support Project Treble from Google. Now, with the Realme C1, just like the Realme 1 phone, you only get face unlock and no fingerprint scanner. I think I myself prefer a traditional fingerprint scanner over face unlock right now, because face unlock hasn't become as fast or as secure. So it is either fast like the Android phones or the OnePlus 6, or it is secure as the iPhone 10, but they have not become fast and secure. So right now I prefer fingerprint scanners. The face unlock, although on this phone, worked quite well. I didn't have any issues. It almost unlocked every time, although I did not test the security of it. It unlocked almost every time for me. I still would have preferred to see a fingerprint scanner here. The Realme C1 comes with a Snapdragon 450 chipset inside, which at this price is pretty awesome. The 450 is an octa-core chipset from Qualcomm and it performs fine. The Realme C1 is one of the most affordable smartphones in the market, and spec sheet wise, it does justify the price. There is 2 gigs of RAM inside, which is slightly on the lower side, but then again, with that price tag, I don't think you can really complain. The day-to-day performance is fine. It's not great, clearly, because the specs are bare bones and the UI is quite taxing. That said, it handles daily use quite well. The internal storage is 16 GB on our model, so it would be advisable to buy a micro SD card if you want to use the phone well and you don't want your phone clogged up by apps, because the first time I installed my apps on it, I obviously installed apps through a backup of another phone that I've made, and it had so many apps that the phone couldn't hold more apps just because the storage was only 16 GB. So if you do buy the phone, get a micro SD card for sure. Now, I did not run any performance benchmarks like the Antutu or Geekbench on this, primarily because this is not supposed to be a performance centric phone. This is supposed to be a super affordable phone, and I think it would have been pointless to compare the benchmark scores on this phone. Now, I tried playing big titles on it like PUBG and Asphalt, and it isn't exactly a smooth experience. I mean, I'm being generous here when I say that. It definitely isn't on paper supposed to handle these games, and it definitely does not surprise me in any way. That said, I've enjoyed my share of light games on this, and that's that. I think for the price, you are getting some pretty good performance on this phone. Obviously, it's not a performance beast, but then again, at this price, I don't think you can demand that kind of a performance. The Realme C1 has a 13 megapixel camera at the back along with a 2 megapixel secondary depth sensor. Now, dual cameras at this price is obviously something that very few phone companies offer. And I think the camera performance again here is not as bad as I expected it to be. The back camera does have some trouble focusing and I got a lot of blurry shots. That said, for the times that I did get it right, the pictures do look good. The details are certainly not great, but I guess it's fine for the price that the phone is being offered. If you look at other phones and compare the pictures to other phones like the Redmi 6A or the Redmi 6, I think you can still see that the Realme does take a much better picture than the other two. Now the pictures sometimes do come out right and they generally look fine. Obviously the details are lost, so if you do try to zoom into these pictures, you would clearly see that the details are very soft. But I think for a phone that's priced at this price, I think the pictures that come out of it right now are pretty good. If you do go to low light, you'll see the picture quality, the details and everything just go down completely. It's obviously not supposed to be a low light camera by any means. It's an average camera, it's an average daytime camera, and I think at this price I am pretty happy with it. Let me know what you think of the camera quality and the camera pictures. I think I am pretty satisfied by the camera quality. I didn't expect even this much out of it, so at least I'm pretty happy looking at the kind of pictures that come out of this. Now for the selfies, you get a 5 megapixel sensor on the front. The images themselves look better than a few other phones and even higher price tags. So Realme and OPPO have always done selfie cameras much better than the back cameras. The resolution is slightly less on this, but I think the picture quality, the colors or everything is really good on this compared to some other phones in this price range. But obviously all of these are if you don't zoom in. Now if you do, you'll see the lack of details, and of course that is not a photography camera, so it would be stupid to expect that level of images out of it. Now when I took videos out of it, especially when I took the front camera video, the first 3 or 4 takes didn't have audio at all, and the audio was completely muted. It was like I was covering up the microphone somehow. Then I did some weird gymnastics with my hand, held the phone in a different way, and the sound came out all right. You'll see some of the videos where there was no sound, and then the video where actually the sound came out pretty all right. That was some inconsistent performance, but obviously again this is not a retail unit, this is a pre-production unit that has been given to us for review, so these problems I'm pretty sure might not exist on the retail unit. Although if you have bought the Realme C1, let me know if you do face this problem. This is a video from the front camera of the Realme C1. I think you can clearly see that there's no stabilization on this, but I think for someone who's going to use this phone obviously for front video calls and taking a lot of selfies, I think if you don't go into these pictures and don't zoom in for the details, I think you're going to get a pretty good picture and video. So this is the video from the front camera of the Realme C1. So you're obviously not going to get great detailed video out of it, but for the people who just want some good looking pictures, some good looking selfies and do a little of that video calling, I think you're going to get some okay fine results out of it. Now the C1 comes with a 4230 mAh battery, and that clearly has to be one of the best features of this phone. The size is pretty large while the phone doesn't feel as thick. That added to the fact that you get a not so power hungry display and a very power efficient chip, you are easily looking at a day and a half of battery out of it. Now it doesn't come with a fast charger, which is why it takes so much time to charge, but honestly it's fine. I mean, the larger battery obviously takes time to charge, but it also stays alive for much longer, and generally when people buy a phone at this price, that's what they're mostly looking for. So if you give them a choice between a fast charger, obviously compromising with a smaller battery, or a bigger battery with a slower charger, I think they would opt for a bigger battery any day. Now we come to the conclusion of this video. Should you buy the Realme C1 or not? Let's look at the other options that we have. Apart from the Realme C1, the other phones that are available in this price range that a lot of people are buying or were already popular are the Redmi 5A last year, the Redmi 6A this year, and the Redmi 6. These are, I think, the top 3 contenders. I've included the Redmi 5A particularly because I just recently reviewed the Redmi 6A that you'll find the review for on the Mr. Phone website. I'll link that in the description below. But the Redmi 6A had an 18:9 aspect ratio display, a modern modern looking design, but I think the performance on the Redmi 5A for me was much better than what I saw on the Redmi 6A. Now I think the Redmi 5A is also since priced 1,000 rupees less than this. I'm going to compare this straight to the Redmi 6. Now coming to the performance between the Redmi 6 and the Realme C1, the Realme C1 obviously has a slightly lower clock speed of 1.8 GHz on the Snapdragon 450 compared to the 2 GHz MediaTek Helio P22 chipset. Now both of them are made out of A53 cores, so the performance is going to be very similar. Snapdragon processors are generally known to perform better, but since the lower clock speed on the Snapdragon and there is slightly higher clock speed on the MediaTek processor, I think the performance is going to be very similar. The camera performance is again going to be very similar. I think you saw all the pictures that I showed you. The front camera, I like the front camera on the Realme C1 a lot more than the front camera on the Redmi 6. Now obviously the RAM on the Redmi 6 is 3GB, but it is also 7,999 in price compared to 6,999 on the Realme C1, which is a 2GB RAM version. So I think for this price, the thing that it is going to come down to is how the Realme C1 looks. So if you're someone who wants a modern looking phone, a modern notched phone with a dual camera at the back and a premium glossy phone, I think the Realme C1 is unbeatable at this price. Now another thing that's going to make you like the Realme C1 more is the fact that the Realme 2 exists. Now the only difference between the Realme 2 and the Realme C1 is the fact that there's no fingerprint scanner on this and the cameras might be arguably a little better. Apart from that, everything between these two phones is the same. And the price of the Realme 2 is 10,990. So almost for 4,000 rupees less than what the Realme 2 starts for, you get pretty much the same phone. Still you get face unlock, I think very similar camera performance, maybe 1GB less of RAM, but that's it. That's the only difference between these two phones and there is a 4,000 rupees difference. So I think the Realme C1 is a very much value for money phone. And I think for this price, I would have never expected to get something like this. So I guess the future is indeed affordable. So with that, we come to an end of this video. Any feedback, anything that you want to tell me, let me know that in the comment section below. Like always, if you haven't subscribed to our channel and you like looking at my unbearded face, subscribe now and hit the bell icon right next to it. I guess that's it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. This is Sreehari from Mr. Phone and I'll catch you in the next one.